I'm planning on leaving my family as soon as I turn 18. My family is not very supportive. I, 17M, turn 18 in 2 weeks, and I'm planning to move out as soon as I can. My parents have always been biased towards my younger brothers, 16 and 15M. It's been like this for a long time, and I don't understand why. I have always been the one who had to do all the household chores. I also had to play every sport I could, which made my schedule very busy all year round. My father told me it would help me become a strong person. However, my brothers never had to do any of that. They are both lazy and spend most of their time playing video games. They miss school a lot and are spoiled by my parents. They already have thousands of dollars from birthdays, holidays, and other gifts. As soon as I turned 12, I was told I would no longer receive gifts from my parents except for the bare essentials. I was told I had to pay for my phone and other expenses I wanted. I couldn't own a phone or anything special until I was 16 because I couldn't find a good-paying job. My parents also expect me to take care of my younger brothers when I'm an adult. My younger brothers have decided they won't go to college and don't plan to work. My father told me, "We kept you alive, you owe it to us." I'm leaving a note on the table when I go and changing my phone number, emails, and everything. They will never be able to contact me no matter how hard they try. I know my younger brothers will struggle in life because they have no experience surviving on their own, but I don't care. That's my parents' problem now. I hope they struggle to support my brothers and lose everything. I have no sympathy for them and will never feel bad about what happens to them. The only thing I owe to my parents is that because of their poor treatment, I am capable of surviving on my own. I will be going to college to study finance in Virginia, and I am physically fit due to playing sports. However, the trauma will never go away. They took away my childhood, and I will never forgive them for it. They can all go to hell. Update 1. I'm happy to report that I am officially gone. The last 2 weeks have been very stressful, but I will summarize them here. I changed my number by calling my SIM card provider. Then I got a copy of my birth certificate since I didn't know where my actual one was. I also made sure my bank account was secure and not shared with my parents. I bought a plane ticket to fly into Dulles International Airport in Virginia, near where I will be attending college in Fairfax. I called one of my cousins, whom I am close with, and asked him to pick me up at 12:30 a.m. last night. He agreed with my decision to leave and told me he was proud of me for taking action to improve my life. I packed my stuff up after everyone had gone to sleep and waited. I decided to keep my note to my family short and sweet. All I wrote down was that I was moving to go to college in California and that I was never coming back. So, last night my cousin picked me up, and we went to the police station where I gave them my proper identification and informed them that I am not missing and am leaving on my own accord now that I am 18. They told me they will keep it in mind and will watch out for that potential call in the next few days. I got a few hours of sleep at my cousin's and then flew out of New Orleans International at 6 a.m. I am now sitting in my college dorm, 950 miles from home, and I have never been happier in my life. I can't wait to meet new people and finally enjoy my youth. Thank you to everyone who gave me great advice and commented their support. I didn't expect this post to take off like it did, but I'm happy my story has affected so many. I will update again in a few weeks. Update 2. Damn, this post took off again these past 2 days. My phone has been blowing up with demands for an update, so I shall deliver. Life has been good. I've been in contact with the cousin who helped me and also a few other family members from back home. He said that my mother came to their house the day after I left to talk to my aunt about me leaving. She cried and gave my aunt this whole sob story about how she can't believe I would abandon them. And my aunt told her maybe she shouldn't have treated me so wrongly throughout my whole life, which caused a huge fight and ended with my mom being thrown out of their house. So it seems my leaving has caused quite the uproar I imagined. I've been doing well, met plenty of new people, and made friends via classes and dorm neighbors. I'm in a better mental state than I've been in a very long time. I feel so relieved, and it just feels like a huge weight is lifted off my shoulders. It feels so good coming on here and reading all the support and positive comments I'm receiving. I'm really grateful for this community. I will continue posting updates in weeks to come. Thanks for everything, everyone. Final update. As promised, I am here for another update. I waited a long time in between updates to really let my life unfold, so I could fill you guys in on a lot. Things have been great. I went back to my hometown for Thanksgiving and Christmas to spend time with my aunts, uncles, and cousins. Literal blocks away from my parents' house, but they are not welcome at those events anymore, so I wasn't worried. They still don't know where I am or what I'm up to and have apparently given up on trying, which I'm perfectly happy about. College has been great, made lots of new friends, and have been keeping the grades up, 3.9 GPA. I love my new life, honestly. I never went to therapy or anything, despite numerous suggestions from some of you, but I feel like I've done well enough without it. I've learned in these months how resilient I really am. I got 2 jobs on the side at different restaurants in the town around campus, mostly dishwashing and working on salads. Simple stuff, but I'm making enough side cash to provide for myself. Since I got a free ride to JMU, I don't have to worry about a college savings account or anything, so that's a huge plus. Thanks for all the continued support and comments over the last few months while I've been silent. I hope you guys enjoy the update. I'll be back someday. Much love. Story 2. Am I the buttface for not letting my boyfriend be the hero while we were getting mugged at knife point? My boyfriend is a big hero fanatic and does everything in his power to be like one. It's really endearing, and it's one of the many things I love about him, because he wants to be the good he wishes to see in the world. But this mindset he has is why we are fighting right now. We've been quarantining at my apartment, he's not on the lease, and he suggested we go on a night walk since we've been getting stir-crazy from being inside all day. He figured that it'd be better for social distancing to go out at night. I was hesitant because we live in a bad neighborhood, but he assured me he'd protect me. On our walk, we were cornered by a man with a knife that demanded our wallets. I remember John Mulaney's Street Smarts bit from the Netflix show and was going to throw my wallet past the mugger so we could run away, but my boyfriend started arguing with him and was spouting off a bunch of stuff about justice and how the mugger wouldn't get away with this. It looked like he was getting ready to fight. I was taken aback by this, and I guess the mugger was too, because it gave me enough time to take the important stuff out of my wallet while he was distracted. I interrupted my boyfriend's monologue and said, "Take it, just don't hurt us," and threw it behind the guy. When he turned, I grabbed my boyfriend's hand and we booked it back to the apartment. We got home safely, and I was relieved that we were okay, but my boyfriend was fuming. He was pissed that I interrupted him from protecting me when he could have, in his words, clearly handled it himself. I told him he could have gotten himself killed. He said that he was obviously stronger than the mugger and would have won. I explained to him that the guy had a weapon and my boyfriend didn't, so the odds were stacked against him. Not only that, but I didn't want my boyfriend to get killed over a damn wallet. We argued for longer than necessary, so I shut it down and told him we could talk about it when our adrenaline wasn't so high, but I needed to file a police report while the event was fresh. He stomped off to our room while I called the cops. When I was off the phone, I went to lay with him, but he rolled away from me. The next day, he was still angry and had already told his friends and family about what had happened to us. I thought that they would be understanding about how I handled it, but they were mad at me for not letting him have his opportunity to be a hero. His mom even ridiculed me for emasculating him. I want to reopen the conversation so we can understand each other and move past it, but if he isn't receptive, I'm going to ask him to move back in with his mom. I want to understand where I went wrong if I went wrong, but honestly, I feel like he's being childish and unreasonable. I just want to know, AITB? Or is he? Update. I just want to thank everyone who has commented. It relieves me to know I'm not insane. He's still at his mom's house and I haven't heard from him, nor have I tried to reach out. All of his friends have ghosted me too, except for one of them, who is trying to mediate. If I don't hear from him tonight, I'll reach out tomorrow. I plan on updating in the comments depending on where this goes. Again, thank you to everyone for sharing your thoughts on this. Final update. So, he called me last night and I answered. He asked if I was okay and how I was doing. Then he asked if he could come over, and I said he could. I planned on bringing everything up again myself because he had been very passive-aggressive and refusing to talk about it. But when he showed up, he immediately started apologizing. Everything you guys pointed out, he started agreeing with. He was saying that he was being delusional, unrealistic, the whole hero fantasy isn't healthy, he jeopardized my safety and that wasn't okay, etc. I wasn't prepared for this behavior, especially compared to how he'd been acting all week. We talked for hours before we went to bed together, and everything seemed like it worked out fine. I was really on the verge of ending things, so it was a relief I didn't have to in that moment. Then this morning came and things hit the fan. In my comment update on the last post, I mentioned that a friend was trying to mediate. I texted that friend that things worked out, and they said something along the lines of, "I'm so glad you were able to apologize." Some people mentioned that maybe he told a different story, which isn't something I looked into. But I decided to ask, and oh boy, I'm glad I did. Firstly, he told everyone that the night walk was my idea. Then, apparently, we were never mugged. Nope, apparently I just started talking to a stranger on the street in an attempt to make him show he was a strong man and protect me, and the only reason we were able to get away was because he de-escalated the situation, and that it was emasculating because he was put in a position where he felt like he was forced to fight for my honor. Are you kidding me? To make a long story short, he tried to play dumb and backpedal this morning when I confronted him about it, and then when I pressed him to be honest, he snapped again and said, "What was I supposed to say?" The whole situation was embarrassing, and it was going to make me look bad. We argued again for a bit, but I was just done. I told him to go and that it wasn't going to work. He didn't have much stuff, so it was easy to put in a spare grocery bag and just toss at him while he angrily left. He's currently outside of my complex waiting for mommy to pick him up. As far as I'm concerned, I dodged a bullet. Thank you for opening my eyes, Reddit.